Hey everyone, welcome to the Try to Be Iron channel. My name's Danny and you're joining me tonight to take on an incredibly tough workout. Yep, we've got a VO2 Max workout coming right up. Now today we are doing this as a group workout on Zwift, and I'm just going to turn the camera this way a little bit so I can see what it is. Now I think we're going to have to do this as a group because it's going to be pretty tough, pretty damn hard. We have, and I'll put this on screen for you, it's a pretty standard 5 by 3 minutes VO2, and there's a bit of a warm up, a couple of ramps involved in getting us prepped and ready for that. And all VO2 intervals are separated with 2.5 minutes recovery. So just enough to recover, but not too much. Now, my coach Phil leaves a voice note at the start of the week for all his athletes that are taking on this workout. And there's a point to that. And that simply is to help us as athletes understand why we are taking on this workout, to help us frame it in a sense of how we approach it and what it's going to do for us and our performance later on. I have no doubt that this training I think it's going to last probably 4 to 6 weeks, maybe something like that. And each week there may be a change in the stimulus, whether that's, I don't know, less recovery time or the intervals change slightly. Who knows? But that will all become clear as we take these on. I think it's also really quite important that you listen to those voice notes, because this is going to be a tough workout, like I said, and they are there to help you and to help you get through it and to show you how to best approach them.
At the moment for the next 4 to 5 weeks, but the principles still go. Whatever the modality of exercise you chose, it could be
I think you get the idea. Right, I've got to get set up, I've got to get the bike ready, get myself sorted. I've got to be online, well, we start at 6:30, but I want to get online for probably 10 or so minutes beforehand and make sure everything's going. I'll try and record my screen. I will try and talk through after some intervals if I can. I've already seen on the chat that some people have done this and said how spicy it is. So, without further ado, let's get ready, let's get on.
Some people have blown up in the middle and then struggle to finish. Some people blow up in the middle and come back strong at the end.
Okay, we are off. Let's turn Phil down a sec. So, warm up started. Got a 10 minutes just easy, small build. And then we go into 30 seconds, gradually getting harder each interval, just to prime the legs really. So as you can see on the Zwift screen to the left, the ramp warm-up build, and it was a case of just cycling through these before the main workout. I can tell you now it was a challenge filming and recording this whilst also concentrating on the workout. Okay, so we are through the first 2 ramps, or 2 sets of ramps on the warm-up. We've got one more. And then, the main workout. Actually, no, we've got 2 more. And then the main workout begins. So, as I mentioned, it was just a case now of getting through these last 2 ramps and getting the legs really warm before the real work begins. Right, that's the warm-up done. 2.5 minutes now, easy. And top the water up. And the most important thing I think here is leg speed. Hello, let's get ready, let's get into this.
Remember, this is your freshest interval. On everyone after this, heart rate will come up quicker. As we get some more minutes to go, it would be good to see heart rate somewhere around your threshold number.
So with this being the first interval, I used it as a bit of a feeler really, and gave myself a good look at what is in store, remembering not to go hell for leather out of the blocks. You can also see my graph in Training Peaks as how I got on in that first block to the right. That's the first one done. Whew. Yeah, it's going to be tough this, no doubt. 2.5 minutes recovery now. Noticeable in that last minute really. It's about maintaining that leg speed. So I then moved into the second interval, and I was looking for a little more consistency, and that was really in maintaining the power and the leg speed now that I had a pretty good idea of what I needed to do and hold. Last 20. Whew. Ah, Jesus. Whew. Okay. Time to ease up. That was a much more consistent effort, that second interval. Managed to keep the leg speed there this time, and the power wasn't so erratic. So it was a case of now just moving through each interval and progressing through the workout. We're going to now drop in towards the end of that third interval. I certainly grew into this workout, meaning a leveling out in my power and my workout graph. Last minute, come on. Keep that power now. Keep that cadence there. Come on. Come on. Last two. Breathe down. That heart rate is going up. Whew. Okay. Recover. We then move into interval 4, where this is now really starting to get tough. The legs are okay for the first minute or so, and then from about 1 minute 30 onwards, where you're at the halfway point, they really start to bite, and you just got to keep digging in. Come on. Ah. Ooh. Come on, waste energy. Control the breathing. Recover. 4 down. 1 to go. Right, 5th interval coming up, 5th and final one. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get through it, but come on, they're gradually getting harder. Come on, clean sweep as Phil says. Clean sweep of 5 good reps, that's all we want. And finally, we do get to the last interval, and it's that feeling of being so close to finishing and getting every last bit out of yourself. The heart rate is pretty high here, it's now around 174, 175. I've got to be happy. I'm happy with the cadence and the output here, and I think I judged the session fairly well. If I had to give myself a score, I think an 8 or a 9 out of 10 would be about right. Oh my lord. Right, that's the workout done, and we're just on the cool down now. And as Phil says, we just did that the adapted way, and that doesn't mean it was easier, it just means it was done the right way, the way that science suggested, is what Phil said. Basically meaning it wasn't just about the power and holding the power, but it was about getting the heart rate up as high as we could and doing that using the high cadence. That was good. It feels good now to have completed it, although it was tough. I was hanging at the end there, but somehow managed to push more watts and keep the cadence. Maybe there's a bit more in there, I don't know. It's the thing with these workouts, you do them first time round, you're trying to gauge you know how hard you can go, and each week these will continue now. Right, that's enough for me. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Gives you a bit of an insight into some of the training that I'm getting up to, and I'll see you all soon.